And so we can get the next person ready. Go ahead, the first question. And go ahead and raise the second hand for the second question.
John, how close did they come to giving you the fight and the effort and all of that teamwork that you wanted?
DeAndre and Darius were way better. Terrence Jones was off the chart compared to the last one. Brandon is Brandon. He gives you about the same every time out. We got to get a couple of Eloy and Duran got to find, it's in there. Like I looked at Terrence. Obviously, it's in there because he did it. So if you can do it once, it means you can do it. But we got to have a team. We're not deep enough to have a couple guys not give us something. But we shot the ball. I mean, it's kind of like you make open shots, it changes what everything looks like. And we did that today. Happy for John Hood, happy how he played. Josh in the first half, played, which is why I started him in the second. Wasn't as good in the second as he was in the first, but the first half. Again, those guys, how many minutes are they going to have to give you? I don't know. But whatever it is, it's got to be quality. It's got to be tough. It's got to be, so 28 assists. We talked about it after the last, exhibition, passed the ball to each other. We even went a couple where we passed it when we should have shot it or should have driven the ball. But I'm okay. I mean, it's kind of in between where we want to be. But, there's signs. I mean, look, folks, we shot well, so we score a whole lot of points. We, defend fairly well, rebound fairly well. But we got a long way to go. We got 2 really important days this weekend. It's been football practice. We short of us putting them on helmets and pads, that's what it's been. So we got to do mornings of football practice, and then we'll come back in the afternoon and play basketball. That's what we'll do this weekend, and I'll give a Monday off. But we got no choice. I mean, we've got to get to be a rougher team, a tougher team without fouling. We've got to have more pride to go after balls. Every ball has to be like, I have to get this ball. There's not an option. I've got to get it. We still don't have a team full of guys like that, but they're trying.
John, what did you like best about Jones tonight?
He had a passion about playing. There was no coolness. See, high school kids, when it doesn't go right, they try to be cool. Like, I don't really care. I'm just, it's not my, I'm just, this isn't really me. Well, you can't be that way. And he even started the game a little bit that way, but what you saw was when he got near that goal, the thing that he does that not many in the country do at his size is second, third, and fourth jump. So go in there and do it. Just go in there and go rebound, every offensive rebound, go after it once, twice, 3 times, don't accept being blocked out, and then run that court. You saw him run and you say, is he that fast? Well, if he's that fast, run that fast. And these guys found him. I mean, it was compared to the last game where he was, crying in his soup after the last game, this was a good one for him.
Well, what about that play where he reaches back as far as, I've seen anyone reach back to get that ball? Just that athleticism you saw it right there.
Yeah, and he had blocks too. Ends up with 6 blocks. Oh my gosh. And again, understanding that we're, Pikeville and Dillard, we're playing NAI school, so there's things that you're going to do in this game you're not going to do in a regular game. Let me tell you the play that I love. I get so upset, one of our players comes down, he has a guy ahead, instead of throwing to him, he tries to shoot it, he gets a charge, which is his 3rd foul. I went ballistic. Well, John Hood then comes down, Terrence makes a steal at half court, and could have driven in and shot it himself. He gives it to John Hood, who dunks it, and now all of a sudden John Hood's shoulders are back, chin is up, and he's ready. So the very next play, John Hood has a layup and throws the lob to Terrence, who dunks it. I mean, that's the kind of play. The other one I really love was Brandon Knight going on a breakout. He could have shot it. He throws it back to Terrence and let Terrence dunk it and gets everybody going. We're learning. We're getting better. Again, folks, I'm dealing with all freshmen again. And so we got to do it in a hurry, but we're getting there. You saw there were some sloppy plays and we got to play defense different than we did last year. I talked to Jay Wright on the phone for a half hour and got some ideas from his 90 '96 or '17 when he had Foy and all those guards. And you remember that team he had? They went to an Elite Eight. He and I talked about defense and how to play with that kind of team. So there's some things I'm going to do different this year than I did last year. And we've been trying to do them. But the first thing is you got to be tough. If you're not tough enough, it doesn't matter what kind of defense you're playing. And two, you got to rebound the ball. And you got to, if you don't have a big beast, then you all have to rebound. You gang rebound. Everything we do starts there. And then when we're tough and we rebound, we can scramble it, we can switch it, we can trap a little bit, we can do some things that'll scramble up the game, which is in our favor. A grinded out game with this team, we're too young. If they grind it out with us, we're going to have problems. So if we're to scramble, though, we got to be tough, we got to rebound, and really, really talk to each other.
2 more questions.
John, can you elaborate a little bit on the defensive ideas, the differences from last year and on defense that you expect this year?
Well, I think we can switch a whole lot more than we did a year ago. And I think that we can also do some scrambling that I didn't want to do last year because I didn't think we needed to. See, last year, when you drove into on us, it was getting blocked. We led the nation in shot block. Block shots are right there. And it was not just one guy, it was like 3 or 4. This team's going to be different. So now it's like, okay, in a grinded out game, you know, it's going to be a little harder for us. So, you know, I think a lot more switching we should be able to do. We're all like, I mean, at one point we had Terrence at 6'9" and everybody else between 6'5" and 6'7". So, I mean, Denny Crum used to do it. Denny Crum did the greatest job of taking you out of your offense by playing a bunch of guys that he could switch. He never liked the small guard. He liked 6'5" guards. I kind of like 6'5" guards. And so now everybody could switch every position, and that's what he did. He took you out of what you wanted to do. You know, the guy won national titles playing that way. National titles at Louisville.
That blue suit Dale had on, you've got plans for one of those maybe in the future?
There's 3 suits that I've seen that I say, I don't know if I want to say gag me, but there's a white suit I saw.
Nice.
There was a gold suit that I saw. I don't know if it was yellow or gold, where the pants were too long. I think the guy at West Virginia wore it. And then that suit right there. Right, those 3 are right there. But and look, he's a great guy, the former player here, and it was so great that they walk in this building and get that kind of ovation. And it's great for his team to see that the Big Blue Nation appreciates former players and still loves them. Now, they want to beat them, but prior to the game, they gave him a great ovation, which is really neat.
John, what do you maybe hope that game will do to improve its confidence?
Well, what I hope it does, well, let me tell you what Duran did, which was the greatest thing. Remember the dive at half court? Because I was killing this kid. Come on, you got to pick it up and play. You're not doing what the other guys are doing. You're not playing at the level. You don't have the passion. Come on, baby, get into it. Come on, let's go. He dives on the floor for that ball, throws it ahead, we score. The very next play, he's in the corner and makes a 3. When you play that aggressive, you're aggressive offensively. When you play tentative on defense and you're getting thrown into the cheerleaders and getting sparkles on your face, okay? When that stuff happens, offensively you're playing timid too. You can't just be timid on defense, aggressive on. No, you're aggressive, and it makes you aggressive on offense. You know, and again, that's a lesson. I mean, it's just that, you know, we'll go and practice. We got some time next week, and we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to play the small lineup or the big lineup. Probably won't know until game time what I want to do. Got to still watch some tape on East Tennessee State. I've really watched nothing. Got to get in my mind what we're going to have to do to be able to prepare for an NCAA tournament team, our first game with this young team. Kind of scary.
John,
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Were you trying to get Josh accustomed to catching lobs and putting it down?
Yeah, and he was struggling. Yeah, and I think I've seen him do it, but you got to have an effort and say, I'm going to dunk the ball. I'm going to go up and get this. Not that I'm going to wait. So, but he'll be fine. I'm just telling you, Josh is in the best condition he's been in his life. He's playing better than he's ever played in his life, and I'm asking for a little bit more. That's what it is. I'm asking for a little bit more. If he gives us a little bit more, I'm telling you, you know, but we need him, and Eloy's got, you know, he's got to make strides now. He's got to make strides. So, thanks.